All right, welcome back. Brandon Northwick here, and today we're going to get into actually creating your campaign. Okay, this is going to be where the fun begins. So what we want to do is head over to the left column, click on campaigns, and make sure that you click on the big blue plus button or the new campaign option and choose new campaign. Now, here's going to be the goals that you have to choose from when you're setting up your Google campaign. Very similar to what you would do in any other platform that you would run advertisements on. You have to choose the goal first, which is what you're actually looking to accomplish. Now, for 99% of the purposes, again, when you're starting out, you're going to want to have leads or you're going to want to have some kind of brand awareness type campaign. For this specific example and for what I'm going to train you on, it's going to be about leads. Okay, we want to be able to get people to view your page, to opt in and become a member of your list or to show interest in what you have to offer. And once they do, we're going to then retarget them with sales campaigns the same way we would anything else. We're still following and very closely following our VPC method. Right, everything that we stand for inside of the academy is about value, pitch, and close. And when we think about how we're going to maneuver people through that process and strategically place them in the right place at the right time, then we have to understand that everybody right now does not know you. Right, that's what we have to assume. Nobody right now knows who you are or what you can do. And so when they're searching for different things online, you want to allow them to be introduced to you and see what you can do for them. Right, they don't know who you are. So the best way to do that is by generating leads up front, and you can do that by building out, a lead magnet opportunity on your website. You could create different funnels, you could create different pages, you could do all kinds of things, blog posts, whatever it is, that are going to allow you to generate leads. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on leads today. Now, just to go briefly into the other ones, you could hover over them and get the brief example, but really it's, sales campaign, pretty explanatory. Leads, website traffic is just literally getting clicks to your page. Brand consideration is just a way for you, if you're in e-com and things like that, for you to actually showcase more of your products. We have now brand awareness, which is what we've seen to work better when you match that with video and you have things now going out, getting people to watch and to relate to what you have to offer, especially demonstrational videos. And then you have your app promotion, which is something that we don't have a lot of experience in personally. Okay, we don't deal with clients who are building out applications, and so we don't use this feature. So we usually have one of these five, running. For this case and for this specific training, we're going to go into the leads. We want to generate leads right now so we can get people to know us before we ever pitch and sell to them. So if we click on leads, you're going to see that the drop-down window pops up and gives us a select a campaign option. Now, the goal here, leads, needs to be supported by what type of campaign. This is basically the placement. Okay, where do we want to place your ad? Now, again, 99% of the time when you're starting out, you're going to want to go straight to search. Okay, display ads are going to be better for retargeting, and the reason why is because imagine just the name difference, right? People are searching in for something right away that is going to solve a problem, and they want to solve that problem right now a lot of the time. Now the display ads are going to be things that are going to pop up and display and be displayed on other people's websites that have partnered with Google that allow ad space. So imagine you could be having a prospect that's shopping for Nike, and next thing you know, they see an ad off to the right side of the website that says your call to action has your ad there, right? Your banner's there. Well, what happens when in that case is if they don't know you, it really means nothing to them. It's like seeing a stranger in the mall, right? It doesn't get you excited. You have no idea who they are, what they're about, or if they're even going to be cool to talk to. So you just walk past them. You ignore them. That's exactly what happens with the display ads if people don't know you. So we want to be able to make sure that you have your search campaign set up, which is now going to give you the opportunity on the ways you'd like to reach your goal. So here, you just want to click on website visits, and you want to put in the website that's going to allow you to track those visits, right? So we're going to take this to right here. Okay, so do-whatever-it-takes-academy.com. I think I spelled that right. Okay, and then we have continue. Now what's going to happen next is we're going to be able to name the campaign. So we're just going to title it whatever your campaign is. So this is going to be us marketing business owners and selling it so that they can train their employees on it. And this is going to be for the Do Whatever It Takes Academy B2B. That's the name. Now, again, we get back into this one option here where they try and get you again. They're like, okay, are you sure you don't want to add the display network to your campaign? The answer when you're beginning is no, you don't want to. If this was a retargeting campaign, yes, you would. You would want them to be seen when you're searching, and you'd want them to be seen in display ads. But right now, this is all cold traffic. These people don't know you. These people have no idea who you are. So what we're doing is we're going to be able to say no to the display work or display network. And now we're going to choose the location. So choose the locations that you're actually going through and choose the language that you're going to want to go with. choose the budget that you're going to want to go with. It doesn't matter what is no right or wrong. You're going to see that typically if you start off with less than 10 bucks, it's not really even going to be worth it. I've seen that starting off with about 10 to 20 bucks a day, Google is really easy to scale. I mean, really easy to scale. It's not like Facebook where you're going to break something and you have to scale up 10% at a time or something like that. Google actually allows you, they encourage you to jump. They'll tell you to go from 16 to 45 bucks because it's going to help you. Right? They want you to go ahead and scale up. So believe me, starting off at 15 bucks a day is not a bad thing, or 20 bucks a day. If you're like, well, I got thousands of dollars to invest, perfect. Let's create multiple ad sets, multiple campaigns and start to test them at all 10 to 15 bucks a day, drop the ones that don't work and scale up the ones that do, right? So let's set the budget now. I'm just doing it 15 bucks a day. And what we could do now is set the Vidiian Conversions. Okay, so when you have this drop down, you're gonna have a couple of options. You could either maximize it for clicks, which is something that you don't ever wanna do. And then we could also maximize it for conversions or the conversion value, right? Getting more people who are going to give us the money that we're asking for. Now we could also set a target cost per action, or we can go down here and say select a bid strategy directly. Okay, so if we're looking at the best opportunity, sometimes the best opportunity is not the best thing in the time-saving manner. Meaning what we want to do next is if we're looking at the type of bid strategy that we want, we have automated bid strategies here, and then you have what's called a manual bid strategy, right? So I can go ahead and set a target cost. Now my target cost per acquisition, let's say that my leads or my cost per click, whatever it is that I'm actually going after, let's say that I don't want it to be more than $15, right? Okay, well now we can go ahead and put that limit in there. So we could tell Google we don't want to pay more than, that's our target CPA is 15 bucks. Okay, now you could keep this off because it is optional, and that'll allow you now to let Google start to really maximize what your bid should be, and it's going to let you know through the notifications, right? So Google is very informative. It's going to let you know, it's very much in communication with you to let you know how you can optimize your ad. So even if we didn't put one in right here, we're going to get information that's going to get us give us the opportunity to really put this number in and make sense. So right now, I'll put in 15 bucks right now, just because I know that I'm not looking to pay more than $15 per my acquisition, right? And if I wanted to sell something that was worth 200 bucks, I might have this be at, $100, right? I'd be willing to invest 50% to be able to get back, put in 100 to get back 2 type deal, depending on what my margins are and stuff like that. So that's why you got to make sure you know your numbers, you know your margins, you know how much your budget is, right? Because if I'm just putting in a $500 per month budget, I can easily have this at 15 bucks a day, right? You're going to be up and down maybe about a couple pennies to $1 each day. So you might be a little bit over 450 because 15 times 30 is 450. So if you keep it at 15 bucks, you're going to be right around 500 bucks a month. Okay, so if you are willing to invest that, now we got to think about, well, what is that actual profit margin? And now you can go ahead and put in your target CPA. Okay, now when we think about what's next, we have all these drop downs, of course, that you can minimize and bring up and make it to where it's real easy to get through. Right, come through here. There we go. Okay, so now we have this. The start date and then an end date. I usually do not select an end date, just because I'm actively in here now. If you have a program or a actual promotion that ends or starts at a certain day, then you're going to want to end that at that day set. Okay, so now that we're at the audiences, we can go ahead and take a look at the 2 different options that they give you. They give you a targeting audience, which is formerly as targeted bid, where we can actually narrow the reach of our campaign and we can get more targeted. Now we also have the observation, which is that we don't narrow the audience. We basically let our keywords do everything versus getting more targeted with either remarketing campaigns and lists and people who have visited specific pages. But this way, for this specific beginning part of your campaign, we're going to keep it as observation, okay, as recommended. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start to add the Sitelink extensions. So these Sitelink extensions are basically going to be different reasons why and what people see in your ad. So if we think about, let me go ahead and pause this real quick. I'm going to type up the site link and then I'll show you what the preview looks like in just a second. All right, so now that you see that we got it all set up, what we did is we put the site link text, so this is what they're gonna see off in the ad, okay? So we're gonna be able to have the description, which we're gonna make in a second, and then we have the About Us, and then we have, if we add any more site links, so it could be like the About Us page, it could be we have a page on our website that's called, Opportunity Assessments. We have another one for testimonials and successes, so we can add the site links so that if they wanna actually go to that specific page within the site, they don't have to go to the homepage where the offer is. They could actually go to what they want to when they want it. Okay, this actually opens up the opportunity for people to see what you have to offer on your actual website, which helps with the click-throughs. So then we also have, advanced options where you can actually show these Sitelink extensions for a certain period of time. I just keep it to where there's no start, no end, available all hours and all days, because you could actually set the time that the ad gets served. This is for the actual site link, okay? Because you could actually remove the site links at certain times. Like you could put a site link extension for call now to receive X and make that site link only for, let's say, hours of 11 to 3, right? So if you're trying to build up your lunch crowd, if you're a restaurant owner, if someone's searching, you could actually put in a site link for that specials, like today's specials or lunch specials. And then you'd remove that, say, if it wasn't during lunchtime, and put dinner specials up there, something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up. Now we have the call out extensions. So the call out extensions are gonna be other ways for us to grab attention and focus and call out products and call out our actual audience. So I'm gonna pause this right here and I'm gonna show you what it looks like after we get it done. All right, so now you can see that we wrote in there, get free Academy access. In the preview now, you're gonna see get free Academy access, which is gonna come behind the description. Now, if you ever don't wanna use the call outs, all you have to do is just press this little button and it'll actually show, it'll hide it. You're gonna see the two different previews that you get. Okay, so now we have that set up. Now the next thing and the last thing that we're gonna do on this page, and you're gonna wanna add in your phone number that you have to your business line, and you wanna make sure that it's all set up just very simply like that. Now right now you're gonna see that when I click on this, it's gonna bring up this little terms and view terms and stuff. Right now it's a little bit buggy. So if you click on this, it's gonna take you away from this page. It's gonna totally reset your entire account. So if you're coming to this right now and you've already actually done what they've asked you to do, then just let it catch up a little bit and give it a couple hours to propagate, and you'll see that that message disappears and you can start adding in your call extensions. So then we're gonna go to save and continue. Now, once we go to save and continue, now we could start to create our ad group. So this is where we'll pick up the video next. Now we're inside the ad group. We've just set up the campaign. Now let's start making sure that the keywords that we chose from the previous lessons are getting put to work, and that we know exactly how we're gonna go ahead and categorize these in different groups so that you can get the best for each AdWord group that you put together. All right, so let's end this video here and pick things up on the next lesson. I'll see you there.